Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Welcome, whether you're watching this for yourself or cross-watching for another individual with Sagittarius placements. I want to thank all of you who have supported this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It's with all of your support that I'm able to continue putting out this content, so I really do appreciate it, and it's been such a gift to be able to do this work and share these messages with all of you. I do apologize that these videos are coming out a little bit late. I've actually been doing some rallies, doing some protests with the Black Lives Matter movement, and if you're kind of curious to hear about my perspectives and impressions of what's going on there and my own experiences, I definitely recommend that you check out my Instagram. I recently just posted, kind of what I observed and what I was watching, and it's really interesting. I actually think as spiritual people, we really do have a role to play in activism, and we just have not been seeing that very much. And I always kind of encourage people to grow and to get out of their comfort zone a little bit, and I really think that this is a time in the world where we really need to speak up. It's not just about staying on the sidelines and being like, oh, this isn't for me, or whatever. I mean, everyone has their different role to play, and I'm not knocking that either. Not everyone's going to be in the front lines, but I think it's just important that we're not spiritually bypassing the work that needs to be done still. And I do have all of my other links for social media as well, so if you're interested in following me on Facebook or Instagram, all of that is down below. I do also have personal readings and Reiki sessions that are available on my website, and actually, if you use the discount code ECLIPSE, on my website, you can get 25% off on a Reiki healing session. That'll be through the month of June. We do have a lot of intense energy. We're obviously already feeling that because we're going to have 2 eclipses this month. We also have 6 retrograde planets, as well as a Pluto-Saturn conjunction that is happening at the end of the month. And I will be kind of incorporating this into the reading as I see fit, but if you really want to get a general overview of what we should be expecting for June and even beyond, I really recommend that you check out the June horoscope I wrote, the astrological forecast. That again is down below, and it should just kind of give you a better impression of everything going on and maybe give you a sense of what is happening when. I list out all the dates for the aspects and transits for the month, and even I use my blog as kind of a reference, so I hope you all find it helpful as well. I know I personally do, and I think it's just nice to kind of have, and it's a great way to learn about astrology, actually. And I think that's pretty much everything. I do want to start shuffling for you now, Sagittarius. What are the messages for Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus coming into the month of June here? And as I'm shuffling, I just want to give my friendly reminder that this is a general reading, meaning not all the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. It's up to your own intuition and discernment to figure out what applies to your own life and what should be left behind for somebody else. Interesting. So we do have quite a few cards that already fell out for you. One of the first cards that came out was the Wheel of Fortune with the World card, and that was followed up with the King of Swords in reverse. This is really interesting because this is actually your card, Sagittarius, this Wheel of Fortune. There is a big change in cycles that you're about to embark on, and that makes a lot of sense because we have a lunar eclipse that is occurring in your sign on June 5th, and that's often a completion or a culmination of something. And these eclipse cycles are really kind of a turning of a chapter. So we're going to be seeing a lot of people who are really experiencing a lot of things kind of closing out, tying up loose ends, and coming into something brand new. And for you, it seems very expansive and very open. I'm actually really excited to see this. I think this full moon is really going to be giving you a lot of energy, but you might not necessarily have the clearest plan with this King of Swords in the reverse. And this could also be an energy around you. This could be an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Someone who is not speaking very clearly or not really sure of how to proceed here. And this can also just be your own energy. Maybe some of you are romantically involved with this person, and you're really feeling like there's some sort of something needs to change. Something needs to either progress or be let go of. I do see with the Hanged Man in reverse, this is actually showing up in your heart. You are releasing yourself from this stuck feeling. And it's like something is becoming unwedged here. And you actually do have the Six of Pentacles as well. And this is beautiful because we do have the South Node that just entered your sign last month, I believe. And it's going to be there for about 18 months. And with this eclipse cycle, there's just a lot of energy that you're going to be experiencing. And it's almost like a karmic return. I'm not saying that as like a bad thing. I'm actually feeling like there's some sort of gift or reward that you're going to be coming into, especially in the first half of June. Or maybe you've already been getting this boon for something that you've been working on and you're receiving it around this time. And it feels really good. Someone is actually lowering their guard. I'm seeing that too. And it's like they're giving back to you with this Six of Pentacles. Or maybe you feel like you're supposed to be giving back to somebody else. These roles can be reversed. But something major is shifting. Your lives are really shifting up into the gears here. Shifting gear? Changing gears? I actually want to pull an animal card to kind of clarify all of this a little further, because this is some big energy, actually. I feel like this feels like kind of the energy where you're going to look at your life 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and it's going to feel totally different. Buffalo, yeah, totally. Going towards something really powerful here, very grounded yet spiritual. Some of you really are having this deep spiritual awakening. And it's a slow, steady energy. And maybe before it felt stuck. Maybe you felt like you were in this Hanged Man energy. You had some lessons that you needed to learn. But now it's about moving with faith and acting. And it's interesting because we do have 6 retrograde planets. The energy definitely could feel slow and a little heavy, I'm not gonna lie. So if you're going through the month of June and you're like, I thought this was supposed to be my month, I thought a lot of things were supposed to shift, I think they are. It's just, it's gonna be kind of something you need to work at a little bit, and then things just click very quickly. So let's see what else we have for you. What else do we have for Sagittarius? Wow. Yeah, again, with all of this movement here, you have an 8 of Wands and the Chariot. I know the world is like kind of in a weird state right now. Some of you might actually be literally moving, like physically moving someplace else with that 8 of Wands and the Chariot. Or you could be moving or traveling towards something. You do have the High Priestess here as well. And that's kind of the energy I was picking up with this King of Wands in reverse earlier. You are following your intuition. And it's almost like you just need to act on that. You're not going to have all the details lined up. And this could be with another person. Again, we have the air sign energy. Could also be a Pisces with the Hanged Man. Could also be Cancer with the Chariot card. And I do see the 10 of Swords in reverse here. And again, Sagittarius, it feels like whatever chapter you're leaving behind or whatever it is that you're moving towards, it's like you've kind of been in this stuck, in this hurt. And that's not a comfortable energy for a Sagittarius. And if this is involving another person, it might just be you needing to speak up, or you needing to have the conversation here, or start the conversation. And I actually think it will resolve a lot of this Ten of Swords, a lot of pain that it's causing you, or uncertainty, or anguish, it's not... I feel like some of you are really just worrying a lot, and the Ten of Swords in reverse is telling me to stop, going into this worst case scenario all the time. You're using this to sort of hold yourself back, or prevent your progress, your growth, or prevent something from developing. And with this High Priestess, you really do have to listen to your intuition here. Things aren't going to be super clear, especially with Mercury going retrograde towards the middle of the month. That's going to be on June 12th, I believe. And there may be some delays, there may be some miscommunications. I almost feel like the way you're supposed to move through that energy is to just be very go with the flow. Let things kind of just happen. Don't try and control everything. It will take some willpower for you. Again, with the Chariot, it's like kind of pushing through a little bit. You're this unstoppable buffalo. This is kind of the energy you're supposed to be embodying. And it may feel like, okay, I'm doing this, but why is nothing happening yet? It's almost like your faith is being a little tested. Are you going to go for this? Are you going to do this? And then all of a sudden, it's just things unfold. Blessings happen. You might be getting some money coming in your life with the Six of Pentacles here. A lot of change. And this feels good. This really does feel very good. And you might not feel like in the month of June a lot is happening, but then it's like right at the end of the month, or even in the next few months, you kind of look back and it's like, this was actually setting up a lot of the momentum I'm experiencing now. So let's see what else we have for you. Of course, Camel. And again, I really do wonder if some of you are traveling. I know that's crazy because a lot of people are in lockdown, borders are still closed, but Camel is like a pilgrimage, and if it's not a literal or physical journey that you're going on, it's a spiritual journey. And you're supposed to have this faith. You have within you the wellspring you need to continue through this trying situation, to travel through this desert here. And again, it's a journey of faith. You're not going to have all the answers, but it's very exciting. And it's time to stop overthinking. I really feel like whatever you've come to this reading with, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a career question, or maybe there's just a lot of things that are uncertain in your life right now and you're not really sure what to do, or if you're not sure if you should, this is a very emphatic do it. And don't do it and expect it to all just happen at once. It will fall into place eventually, but it's gonna feel a little watery. It's going to feel a little uncertain, and that's actually a good thing because that is your faith, again, being tested. You have two spirit animals here who really talk a lot about faith and moving with faith and remaining grounded, remaining in the moment, having this deep devotion to your spiritual journey. Wow. And I feel like I should just pull one more animal card. Some of you really are having a very profound spiritual awakening, actually. And, I don't want to freak people out. A lot of the time when you're going through an awakening or a reawakening or whatever it is, there could be some loss, there could be some shedding, but honestly, Sagittarius, I feel like you've been in this purge for a while. This shouldn't feel new to you. And I think you're going to start seeing why you've been having to purge things, why you had to lose your job, lose your friends, lose those partners. Whatever it is that's been shed. It's really lightened you. It's lightened the load energetically. You've lifted the anchor, or you've let go of the anchor, actually. It's like you've decided, I can't take this with me anymore. I know I'm being called into something greater here. And maybe you're feeling this call to speak up. With the black egg here, you're really coming into your truth. This is a month that's really about you, Sagittarius. I gotta be honest, this is about your personal truth, I think, more than anything. Even if this is talking about a relationship for some of you, especially if there's like some sort of long distance thing, it's not even about them, it's about you. It's about you speaking up, you speaking your truth, and not even just in context to the relationship, but you figuring out who you really are. Because the black egg represents Vishuddha, or the throat chakra. And not only is that about expression, it's about our own personal truth. The expression of who we are in this incarnate form. And I feel like a lot of the changes that are going to be happening in your life are actually things that you have been manifesting. I say this because when you have an open throat chakra, when you've committed to speaking the truth, and you really work with the center, it eventually activates to such a degree where everything you say must become true. And so for the sake of manifestation, this is very, very powerful. So be mindful of the things you are saying and the ways you are expressing yourself. And that's not to bypass any of your emotions. That's not to say don't feel a certain way. Answer this calling, though. What is your truth? What are you being called to say? Maybe some of you are feeling like you need to say something through activism. That is actually, I've been saying that's going to be a big theme with Saturn in Aquarius, and I actually think it's going to be a bigger theme in the next few years. Specifically, we're going to kind of see things slow down a little bit in July. When Saturn retrogrades back into Capricorn, we might actually see a reinforcement of kind of the status quo or the traditional power structures, but I think we're going to be seeing a lot of shifts over the next few years. So maybe you feel like you have a role in that where you're supposed to speak, or maybe you're just supposed to be creating something. It doesn't even have to be with your physical voice. You might be expressing yourself with art, with writing, with music. This is any form of expression here. It's just important that you are opening your throat and working with that. And those are really all the messages I have for you right now, Sagittarius. I do hope that this reading was helpful for you. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know if you liked these animal cards, if it gives you kind of something to work with. You can actually call on these animals as spirit guides for you if you're feeling a little stuck. So just something to keep in mind for the month of June. And I do have all of my links for my services down below. And again, if you use the discount code ECLIPSE, you can get 25% off a Reiki session with me. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Sagittarius.